Hey, Xavier, you got a sec?
Yeah, what's up, sis?
I just wanted to let you know I'm getting married. I thought you should know being my little sister and all.
Huh. Stella. You found someone to marry you? Good for you.
Yeah, thanks. So can you tell Mom for me? I'd appreciate it.
Huh. Tell her yourself.
Just tell her you're with her now, aren't you? It's not a big deal. I don't want to bother, so just tell her for me. Well, are you with her now or not?
I am, so what? Besides, how did you know I'm with Mom?
You're always with Mom. You guys are out to lunch or something?
Right again. Mom's treating me to some seafood as an early birthday surprise. You know the new restaurant that opened downtown on Yonge Street? Mom made a reservation 2 months ago. They fly all the ingredients in every day. Isn't that crazy?
Crazy expensive, I assume. So this is a pre-birthday lunch. Pretty fancy for a pre-celebration.
I guess we never really celebrated your birthday. I don't think I remember Mom ever throwing a birthday party for you. Mom calls you the rough draft and me her masterpiece. Isn't that sweet?
Real sweet. Not like I care at this point, but she doesn't need to be so obvious about her favoritism. But anyway.
Can you blame her? Like, have you looked in the mirror lately? Just look at our pictures from when we were kids. You know how all kids are cute? You're the exception to that rule. Sucks to be ugly.
Whatever, Xavier. Did you tell Mom yet?
I told her. She says, do whatever you want. Get married, have a wedding, she doesn't care. Oh, and she says to tell you not to expect any presents from us.
Okay, anything else?
She says she'll tell Dad so you don't have to bother him about this. Not like Dad is going to take time off work for this anyway. He's on a project in Egypt right now. It's going to be too much of a hassle to come back home for a wedding.
All right. Well, this all turned out exactly as I expected.
What do you mean?
Mom couldn't hear less about what her other daughter said. Daughter is up to, Dad's busy working overseas as usual and so he's not in the picture. And you? Well, you just go along with it all. I don't know.
I said congratulations. What do you want from me? I mean, he's marrying you, so he's some mediocre nobody, but he's still your mediocre nobody. You'll have a decent married life, I'm sure.
Okay, thanks. Anyway, I just wanted to inform the fam, so yeah.
Okay, we're being seated so. Oh my God, all the future is so beautiful. Later.
Okay, bye.
Stella, I need you to clear something up for me. What is going on? Who is this man you're going to marry?
Mom? What's going on?
Your fiancée Stella. Xavier and I can't get over how much he looks like Duncan Hamilton, the son of Joyce Hamilton. You know they're millionaires. I mean, it's not him, right? Couldn't be.
Okay, I thought you didn't care about me getting married. Why the sudden interest?
Xavier and I were bored, so we decided to try to find some info on this guy you're about to marry, you know, just to see what we can dig up. We went through all the pictures you have on your Instagram and found one where you're holding hands with a guy. So we cropped his face and did an image search. Oh, who am I kidding? Xavier did all that. Anyway, we found this Duncan Hamilton. Stella?
You really tracked down his name from a photo? That's some impressive cyber sleuthing.
Xavier's not just a pretty face. Wait, so you're saying it is him? You're marrying Duncan Hamilton.
Yeah.
The only son of Joyce Hamilton. Sole heir to the Hamilton fortune? You're serious? You've got a millionaire to ask you to marry him. What in the world?
Well, you seem to know all about him. Don't expect an invitation to the wedding or anything. You said you weren't interested. I'm already planning the wedding without you attending.
So you're planning on having a big wedding with lots of guests? He's rich, of course. It's going to be a huge event. No expense, steered, alias, guests, everything's going to be the best of the best, huh?
Yeah, I guess you could say that. Duncan and I are still talking through the details, but it's probably going to be big like you said.
Right. And he's quite handsome too. He's way out of your league, Stella. You sure found a big catch.
I guess. Look, you've never shown an interest in my life. Don't start now because of Duncan's money. I was going to tell you once I was married, but I've been meaning to cut ties with you when I get married. I've had enough of you favoring Xavier all the time. I guess I might as well tell you now, I don't want anything to do with you or Xavier.
Listen, Stella. Duncan is a huge catch. He's much more suited for Xavier. Give him to her.
Excuse me?
Duncan Hamilton. You know he's too good for you. Be a good girl and let your sister have him. She's much more in his league than you, Stella.
You want me to give my fiancé to Xavier? You're serious.
You were always a good girl. Do what your mother told you. Now let your sister have the millionaire. You get someone more your level.
I can't believe this. I'm out. You're nuts, Mom. I'm not giving my little sister my future husband. You can't order me to give Xavier everything I have. Just leave me alone. All right? Bye, Mom.
Stella. Stop being so stubborn. Why have you not given Duncan to your sister yet? I've asked you nicely multiple times. Let your sister have him. I'm tired of asking, Stella. Stop ignoring me.
Then stop asking. I'm not giving my sister my fiancé. He's on a dress or a toy you can force me to give up, Mom. Seriously. You need to stop. I told you I don't want anything to do with you anymore.
How can you say that to your mother? We're family, Stella. You need to be a good big sister and let your sister have the chance to marry rich.
How is this even a conversation? He asked me to marry him and I'm going to marry him. Look, I'm really busy today. I don't have time for your crazy drama right now.
Too busy to talk to your mother on your wedding day? I should hope not.
What? How do you know I'm getting married today?
I'm your mother. Of course. I know when my daughter's getting married. Xavier and I have been working on Plan B for a while now. We've cooked up a few scenarios, but today's the day.
Mom, what's going on? You're freaking me out. What's Plan B? What are you and Xavier up to?
Stella, I asked you nicely to be a good sister, but you've been incredibly stubborn and selfish. If you want to give Duncan your sister, we'll just have to take him.
What? Mom. Please don't ruin my wedding. Just stay away. Okay?
It's too late now. You wanted to do this the hard way. So we're doing it the hard way. Plan B is already in motion, Stella. I've got to say, I can't imagine someone not falling in love with this beautiful angel. She's just absolutely stunning.
Slow down. Really? What is going on? Are you trying to kidnap Duncan? I'm so confused.
Don't be ridiculous, Stella. We're going to steal his heart. Plan B is a last-minute bride switch at the altar. It's a fairy tale ending, really. Xavier is gonna burst through the doors, wearing her beautiful Victorian-style wedding gown and run into Duncan's arms. Breathtaken by her goddess-like presence and drawn in by her bold gesture, Duncan will choose to marry your sister on the spot.
I don't know what to say. So that's your plan? Burst into my wedding and get Duncan to marry Xavier? You're not really doing this. You want to embarrass me at my own wedding? And you actually think it's going to work?
Your sister looks amazing, Stella. Who wouldn't pick her over you? It's a no-brainer. Standing next to you, she's gonna look even more stunning. Just imagine, Duncan will be there with two sisters in wedding dresses, both ready to marry him. One gorgeous, one unfortunate looking.
I swear, Mom. Not everyone faces people's worst on their looks, you know? Duncan and I love each other. That's why we're getting married. Please just leave us alone.
You should have given him to your sister when I asked. There's no stopping it now. We were already on our way in a taxi. Took a little longer than we planned to get our hair done, but it was worth it. Anyway, we'll see you there.
Wait, you're in a taxi? Where are you right now?
We're almost there. This is gonna be a day to remember. I hope you hired a good photographer.
Uh-huh. Okay, so you're not in Mykonos, right?
Oh no, what are you talking about?
Oh, thank goodness, so you're in LA.
We got out in front of the hotel already.
There's no direct commercial flights, so it'd take at least 16 hours for you to get here, unless you took a private plane, but yeah, who are we kidding? I guess I won't have to alert the staff that there's a crazy mother-daughter duo trying to crash our wedding and replace the bride.
Wait, what? Where are you? What's going on?
Man, you had me thinking you were right outside the door for a second there. I mean, you knew today is the day and everything. I guess you didn't find out Duncan and I decided to have a small ceremony in Greece.
What? No, that's not right. Xavier and I looked into it. Duncan's company reserved the biggest hall at the best hotel in town. It's gotta be the wedding venue, right? You just said it's your wedding day. You said you were having a big, expensive wedding. Don't lie to me to try to confuse your sister and me.
I told Duncan you weren't coming to the wedding and we decided not to have a huge wedding after all. We could have a big reception and party when we get back, you know? It was actually Duncan that suggested it. He didn't want me to feel uncomfortable having no family at the wedding. He really is too good for me, like you said.
But we're already at the hotel. Xavier's ready to march into your wedding right now.
I don't know what to tell you, I'm not there.
Stella, we checked with the company and the hotel. We know it was Duncan's company that reserved this place. Whatever you're trying to pull, it's not gonna work.
Mom, stop her. Whatever she's bursting into, it's not my wedding. Really, Mom? She's just gonna embarrass herself. I'll check with Duncan what the hotel is for, okay? Don't do anything stupid. What can I have a normal family?
What am I supposed to do? Xavier's laser focused on marrying Duncan right now. I don't think I can stop her anyway.
Okay, listen, you're right. It was Duncan's company that booked the hall at the hotel you're at. But I swear it's not for my wedding. We're in Mykonos. Like I said, I didn't even know they booked the place.
So, this was a dummy? You actually booked a huge hall just to fake us out. Should we do anything to disturb your wedding? Is that what you think of us? Stella, this is no way to treat your family.
You literally came over to burst into my wedding to try and steal my husband with your crazy scheme. I think it's pretty reasonable. I'm a little paranoid about your rash behavior.
So, it's a dummy wedding hall. This isn't going to be as satisfying as ruining your wedding and stealing your husband, but I guess you've foiled out plans for now. We're here now, though. We have some rage to take out. I think we're going to ruin your dummy hall.
What? Mom. Really, you're getting out of control. I mean, serious psycho level. I don't even know how Xavier and you both got so invested in Duncan. I didn't set up a dummy wedding hall. That's ridiculous. Who would do that?
It's not like you don't have the money, right? Must be nice to spend all that money on a huge space to let it sit empty. We're going to destroy that place. The damages will be charged to you, so we can feel a little better about getting you back in a small way.
Getting me back for what? Marrying the man I love? Oh, Duncan just told me what the company rented the hall for. It's a recruitment seminar. He says the company is expanding and had an overwhelming number of applications, so they got a big hall to make the recruitment process easier. Xavier is going to burst into a room full of new recruits in a wedding dress. That's going to be something, all right? I'd stop her if I were you. Nobody wants to be part of your delusional scheme, okay?
It's too late, Stella. Xavier's already inside. She's screaming for Duncan in the sea of suits. I think she thinks it's a wedding.
What? Oh, God.
What should I do? She's pushing through the crowd.
Oh well, good luck with that. I have a wedding to attend.
What? Stella. You have to help your sister. Do something.
I try to warn you. Anyway, at least you're not at my wedding. You deal with your plan B, and I'm gonna go have my dream wedding.
Stella, what about your sister?
Bye.
Stella, mortified. It was so bad, I can't believe it. Everyone was looking at me like I was crazy.
Yeah, Mom told me what happened. I wish I could have seen it.
It's not funny. You have no idea. I can't believe it was even real, okay? I ran in there looking for Duncan. At first I could only see a bunch of suits, so I tried to get to the front, calling his name.
Right, so he can marry you right there on the spot?
That's right. But nobody would tell me where he was, so I started getting angry.
Oh geez, how angry?
I don't know, I guess it was pretty bad. The security guard dragged me out. You know how embarrassing it was getting kicked out in front of hundreds of people in a wedding dress?
Right, so you're okay with bursting in your sister's wedding to steal her fiancé, but embarrassed by getting kicked out of a recruitment seminar? I just cannot deal with you and Mom's crazy stupidity anymore. So you did something stupid and you ended up looking really stupid.
It's not just that, Stella. My dress got really messed up, too. It's got some stains and it got plenty beat up, like torn in a few places. I don't think the rental place is gonna take this back. This is so unfair. It was pretty expensive, you know. I bet it was because of that security guard my dress got ruined. He should pay for this.
Xavier, you're lucky they didn't call the police on you. Just be grateful all that came out of this was a few $100 in damages and some embarrassment. Remember, I was ready to call the cops on you when I thought you were outside my actual wedding venue. I'm sure Mom told you, but I'm cutting ties with both of you. You know that, right? So please don't bother me with your crazy drama anymore.
Huh? Cut ties? Mom never said anything.
Well, I am. I'm done dealing with the favoritism and the bullying and the crazy schemes that are seriously getting out of hand lately. I'm out. You and Mom take care of each other. Don't contact me anymore, okay?
Wait, what? Seriously?
Yes, goodbye.
Stella, what happened yesterday was all your fault. I can't believe you do something like this to me and your little sister. Embarrassing us like that. I'm never going to forgive you for this.
Then leave me alone. Disown me, right? Just stop talking to me and we'll call it even.
Even? far from it. You've caused extreme emotional distress on your sister and me. I'm not letting you get away with this. You're gonna have to pay compensation. Xavier and I deserve to be paid for our trauma.
Wait. So you're trying to ruin my wedding and you want me to pay you money?
And the dress that was destroyed by that British security guard. That dress was ruined, so you'll have to pay for that as well. ID say 50,000 should cover everything. You don't have a problem with that, do you?
50,000? You want me to pay you 50,000 in compensation? I just can't.
It shouldn't be a problem. You have the money. I'm only asking for what's fair in this situation, Stella. You have no idea how traumatized your sweet little sister is. She hasn't left her room all day. What if she gets depressed?
Maybe she was just so surprised by the stupidity of what she did. She's taking some time to reflect. Really, Mom? I told you to stop contacting me. I don't want to have anything to do with you.
Oh, I wanted to set an allowance for myself, too. A monthly sum for living expenses. You know what I mean.
Huh? No, I don't. An allowance? For what?
I'm your mother. It's time for you to give back to the woman who birthed you and raised you. Let's start at 2,000 a month and see how it goes. I'll admit I really hoped your sister would be the one to marry Duncan, but I suppose this works out as well. Be a good girl and send your mother some money.
What? No.
Stella, you listen to your mother. I will not allow this disrespect in my house. We respect our elders in this family.
Oh, that reminds me. I'm sending you something in the mail. Hope you like it.
See? Now how hard was that? You were always an obedient little girl. Not pretty, but obedient. You know, though, for a large amount of money, you should just transfer it to my account. I'll send you the information, okay?
No, it's a document. Dad gave it to me to pass on to you.
What? Dad, you saw your father. When?
He came to the wedding, Mom. He's by the pool right now. I thought you told him I was getting married.
Huh? What? Your father came to your wedding? Like, took time off work to actually go to it. I can't believe it. I was going to tell him, I guess I forgot. What does it matter anyway? You invited him.
Actually, he found out on his own. I believed you when you said you'd tell him. Anyway, it turns out the project Dad is working on in Egypt is funded mainly by Duncan's company.
Dad found out from his boss that the heir to the Hamilton fortune was getting married and got in touch with me after he found out he was marrying me. So he went to your wedding for work. Sounds just like your father.
I guess company ties are important. I saw him brown-nosing Duncan's COF, but actually it wasn't all bad. He came to Greece a few days before the wedding and we spent the day together the first time in so long. I'm not even sure. He had no idea how things were at home. He kept apologizing for not being there for me.
Okay, so what?
You've been keeping a lot from Dad, huh, Mom? The way you treat me compared to Xavier, what you spend money on. I showed Dad some of the messages you sent me. He couldn't believe it. He said he thought he was doing the right thing working to provide for his family. He said you tell him we're a happy family and always going out with three of us. When was the last time, Xavier, you and I did anything together?
That's just more pleasant for your father. Don't bother him with nonsense. Just let him work. He's my husband. I know him.
The document he gave me, he wants a divorce, Mom. He's already signed it.
A divorce? Stella, what are you talking about? I'm not getting a divorce.
Looks like you are, Mom. Dad said he'll get some time off work to come back and do the settlement and stuff, but he wants to get the process started immediately. It's faster if I just send it when I get back home, so I'll send it to you when I get back from my honeymoon.
Wait, divorce? Why?
He says he doesn't trust you anymore. Anyway, looks like you're down to just Xavier in terms of family. Oh, and he's hiring someone to look into the finances. He says there's money missing from the savings you're supposed to have.
That's none of his business, Stella. You can't do this to your mother.
For the last time, I don't want anything to do with you. I'm not sending you money. I will send you the divorce papers in a few days. Now get out of my life. After my leisurely honeymoon, I sent the signed divorce papers to my mother as promised. Dad got some time off from work and booked a ticket home and got back around a week after me. He headed straight to a lawyer's office and made arrangements to kick out Mom and Xavier right away. It turns out Mom had taken tens of thousands of dollars from their savings account and Dad went ballistic, freezing his account so Mom can't access any money. With no home and no money, Xavier decided to marry her boyfriend and made an elaborate marriage proposal in the middle of Central Park. To her surprise, her boyfriend had been at the recruitment seminar. Xavier had crashed in the wedding dress. He turned her down saying he couldn't get that crazy image out of her. Life works in mysterious ways. Happily, I haven't heard from either of them for a while now. Apparently they're living in a dirt-cheap one-bedroom apartment together and my mother is looking for work for the first time in her life. Xavier is struggling to make it on OnlyFans, hoping to land a big fish like her sister.